In the bustling coastal city of Recife, Brazil, where the vibrant culture is as rich as the azure waters of the Atlantic, a tragic event unfolded in 2002 that would forever scar the memories of those who witnessed it. The city, known for its beautiful beaches, also harbored a dark secret. Its waters were among the most shark-infested in the world. In this episode, we will tell you the story of the brutal shark attack on Soares de Arruda, leaving his family, especially his young children, traumatized and the community in shock. Soares de Arruda was a man deeply connected to the ocean. Born and raised in Recife, the sea was an integral part of his life. He often spent his weekends at the beach with his family, enjoying the sun and surf. The beach was not just a place of relaxation for him, it was a symbol of joy, family bonding, and a break from the daily grind. On that fateful day in 2002, Luis decided to take his children to one of the city's most popular beaches, unaware that this particular beach was notorious for being one of the most shark-infested in the world. The day started like any other. The sun was shining brightly, casting a warm glow over the golden sands. The beach was bustling with activity, filled with families enjoying the beautiful weather. Luis and his children were no different, laughing and playing in the shallow waters, unaware of the lurking danger. The waves gently lapped at their feet as they played, the children's laughter blending with the sounds of the surf. But beneath the surface, hidden from view, danger was lurking. Recife's beaches, particularly those along the Boa Viagem coastline, have long been recognized as some of the most shark-infested waters globally. The construction of the Soares port in the 1990s disrupted the natural habitat of bull sharks, one of the most aggressive shark species, driving them closer to the shore. The combination of deep waters near the shore and the presence of these sharks created a perilous environment for swimmers and surfers alike. Despite this, many, including Luis, underestimated the risk, believing that the chances of an encounter were slim. As Luis and his children splashed in the water, they were blissfully unaware of the danger creeping closer. A shadowy figure moved beneath the surface, drawn by the movement in the water. Within seconds, the idyllic scene turned into a nightmare. A massive bull shark, estimated to be over 10 feet long, lunged at Luis with terrifying speed and ferocity. The shark clamped its powerful jaws around Luis's leg, the force of the bite sending shockwaves of pain through his body. His initial reaction was one of disbelief, unable to comprehend what was happening. The water around him quickly turned crimson as blood poured from the gaping wound. Luis's children, just a few feet away, were paralyzed with fear as they watched their father struggle against the deadly predator. Luis fought with all his strength, desperately trying to free himself from the shark's grip. His instincts as a father kicked in, and despite the excruciating pain, his primary concern was the safety of his children. He screamed at them to get out of the water, his voice filled with a mix of terror and determination. The beach, once filled with laughter and joy, was now a scene of chaos as people began to realize what was happening. Onlookers watched in horror as Luis thrashed in the water, fighting for his life. Several brave beachgoers, including lifeguards, rushed into the water to help, risking their own lives in the process. They managed to fend off the shark, which eventually released Luis and swam away. They quickly pulled him to shore, but the damage had been done. Luis was severely injured, his leg mangled and bleeding profusely. The children were inconsolable, their cries echoing across the beach as they watched their father being carried out of the water. The sight of Luis's blood-soaked body left them in a state of shock, their young minds unable to process the horror they had just witnessed. Luis was rushed to the hospital, but despite the best efforts of the medical team, he succumbed to his injuries. The loss of blood and the severity of the wounds were too much for his body to withstand. The news of Luis's death spread quickly, sending shockwaves through the community. Recife, a city known for its vibrant culture and beautiful beaches, was now the site of a tragedy that highlighted the dangers lurking beneath its waters. For Luis's family, the pain was unbearable. His children, who had seen their father's life brutally taken before their eyes, were left traumatized, their innocence shattered in an instant. In the weeks and months that followed, the family struggled to cope with the loss. The beach, once a place of happiness and togetherness, had become a haunting reminder of that fateful day. The children, who had always associated the ocean with joy, now feared it, their nightmares filled with images of the shark and their father's final moments. Therapy and counseling became a necessity as they tried to rebuild their lives in the wake of such a profound loss. Luis's death also sparked a renewed debate in Recife about the safety of its beaches. The authorities had long been aware of the shark problem, but the frequency and severity of the attacks were increasing. Measures such as shark nets and warning systems were discussed, but the challenge was immense. The bull sharks that inhabited these waters were unpredictable, their behavior difficult to track and manage. Marine biologists pointed to the environmental changes caused by human activity as a significant factor in the rise of shark attacks. The construction of ports, pollution, and overfishing had disrupted the natural balance, pushing sharks closer to shore in search of food. The risk to beachgoers was now higher than ever, and the city faced a difficult choice: continue to allow access to these dangerous waters or impose strict restrictions to protect lives. In the aftermath of Luis's death, the city of Recife takes steps to improve safety. More warning signs were posted along the beaches, and the public was educated about the risks of swimming in certain areas. Lifeguards were trained to respond more quickly to shark sightings, and patrols were increased. However, the allure of the ocean was strong, and despite the dangers, people continued to flock to the beaches. For Luis's family, life would never be the same. The trauma of that day left deep emotional scars, particularly for his children. The once vibrant and joyful family outings to the beach were now a thing of the past. The ocean, which had been a source of joy, had become a symbol of loss and fear. Yet, in the face of such tragedy, there was also a sense of resilience. The community rallied around Luis's family, offering support and comfort in their time of need. Fundraisers were held to help cover medical expenses and provide for the children's future. Friends and neighbors shared stories of Luis, remembering him as a loving father, a dedicated worker, and a man who lived life with a smile on his face. Luis's story serves as a stark reminder of the dangers that exist in even the most beautiful places. The ocean, with all its wonder and beauty, is also home to creatures capable of unimaginable violence. But it also highlights the resilience of the human spirit, the capacity to come together in the face of tragedy, and the importance of cherishing every moment with loved ones. As the years passed, the memory of Soares de Arruda lived on in the hearts of those who knew him. His children, though forever marked by the trauma of that day, grew up with the knowledge that their father had loved them deeply and had done everything in his power to protect them. The beach, once a place of fear, slowly became a place of remembrance, where the family could honor Luis's memory and find peace in the natural beauty he had always loved. Luis's death also had a lasting impact on Recife. It served as a catalyst for change, pushing the community to take the dangers of shark-infested waters more seriously. While the ocean could never be made entirely safe, the efforts to protect those who enjoyed its beauty became a priority. In this way, Luis's legacy extended beyond his family, contributing to a safer environment for all who visited Recife shores. In the end, the story of Soares de Arruda is one of love, loss, and the enduring strength of the human spirit. It is a reminder that life is fragile and unpredictable, but also precious and worth cherishing. As we remember Luis, we are reminded to hold our loved ones close, to embrace each day with gratitude, and to respect the powerful forces of nature that shape our world. May he rest in peace, forever remembered by those who loved him and those whose lives were touched by his story.